Hello and welcome. Today we are digging into a massive public health success story. Seriously, it's a big one. We're talking about how India is managing to turn the tide against tuberculosis, one of the oldest and deadliest diseases known to humankind. So let's just jump right in with the headline number. Between 2015 and 2024, India slashed its tuberculosis incidence rate by a whopping 21%. That is huge. And to really put that into perspective for you, this drop is nearly double the global rate of decline. It's a truly remarkable achievement, and believe me, the rest of the world is taking notes.
Okay, so to get why this is such a game changer, we first have to understand the opponent. What exactly is tuberculosis?
Well, at its core, TB is an airborne bacterial infection. And here's the thing, it's both treatable and curable, which really makes its ongoing global impact a tragedy. It usually goes for the lungs, but honestly, it can affect other parts of the body too.
Just to give you a sense of its scale, worldwide, TB is the #2 infectious killer. The only thing ahead of it is COVID-19. It's actually responsible for more deaths than HIV and AIDS combined.
And that brings up the big question, right? If we have a vaccine and we have a cure, why is TB still such a massive challenge for global health? Well, one of the biggest problems is this weird paradox with the only vaccine we have, called BCG. Its effectiveness literally changes depending on where you are on the planet. It offers pretty good protection in places like the UK, but its efficacy just plummets in high-burden countries near the equator, and that includes India.
And if that wasn't complicated enough, you've got the rise of drug-resistant TB. This is when the bacteria actually evolve, making the standard treatments useless. It turns what should be a curable disease into a much, much tougher fight.
So with all these challenges, how in the world did India get such incredible results? Well, they launched this really ambitious, multi-pronged strategy to fight back. The main program here is the TB-Free India campaign. And its core mission was to think beyond just handing out medicine. It was all about getting the community involved and giving comprehensive, wraparound support to every single patient. Yeah, this was not just some government program. It was designed to mobilize the whole community, especially through this initiative called Nishkai Mitra, where Mitra means friend. It allows regular citizens, companies, even politicians to adopt patients and support them through their recovery. You know, a real cornerstone of this whole strategy is direct patient support. One of the key parts is a 500 rupee monthly payment for nutritional aid. It's a financial boost that helps patients stay healthy enough to get through what can be a very long and difficult treatment. And the results? I mean, they really do speak for themselves. You can see it right here. In less than a decade, there was a huge drop in both new cases and, just as importantly, in the number of deaths. The strategy is clearly working. So what drove this success? A huge part of it was dramatically increasing treatment coverage. Back in 2015, only about half of patients were getting the treatment they needed. By 2024, that number shot up to over 92%. They made sure a diagnosis was followed up with real action. And we're not just talking about access. The quality of that care is absolutely world-class. India is now hitting a 90% treatment success rate for patients, and that's actually higher than the global average. So they aren't just reaching patients, they are curing them. But all this incredible progress, it isn't even the final goal. It's all part of a much bigger, even more ambitious plan for the future. The whole national strategic plan is built on these 4 really clear pillars. They're moving from just reacting to being proactive. First, detect every single patient, then treat them with top-quality care. Next, prevent new infections from ever starting, and finally, build the system to make sure this success lasts. It's basically a roadmap for total elimination. And this all leads to a really ambitious endgame. India's official goal is to eliminate TB as a public health threat by 2025. That's a full 5 years ahead of the United Nations global target. That is aiming high. Which leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? With this unique mix of community action, digital tools, and direct patient support, has India basically written the playbook for how to defeat tuberculosis on a global scale?